Well, Tim, I guess just starting on that, how much has it impacted the players, and how special is it that you can pay tribute to what's happened?
I think it's really important. Obviously, Australia and New Zealand as well, this Test match. So I think both teams are keen to show any support we can. And, I think it's obviously been a terrible tragedy. So for us to do something to honour those people and the families of those that are involved is really important to both teams.
Tim, can you tell us anything about the team? JL said it's unlikely to make changes.
Yep.
Is that the case?
Yeah, very unlikely. I think we're going in with the same team. So we've been playing some really good cricket. Happy with the way it's going. So, we're trying to get a consistent team together. And as I touched on after Adelaide, I think the great thing is that we've got guys that are performing really well. So that's what we wanted. So we're going to go with the same team.
Is the bowling rotation a thing of the past now, or will that come back in at some point? Or
no, it's not a thing of the past. It's something that's always talked about. But at the moment, all the guys are fit, healthy, going really well. We had a reasonable break in between these tests. So I think it's something that we'll probably look at. Maybe Melbourne, Sydney, those kind of test matches. They're a bit tighter together. But guys are doing a fantastic job. Our attack's been awesome. And we've got a few guys here, James Pattinson, Michael Neeser, that are ready to go if required. But at the moment, the three big fellas are fit and firing.
Can I just ask about the heat? What are the plans to address that? I know you've played in the heat before, but it's going to be pretty warm over the next 5 days. What are the plans for the players?
No, nothing different. We're professional team, so we obviously our preparation, our recovery is a little bit more important. But as Joe Burns touched on yesterday, we're all Australians. We're all used to it, probably barring me and Wadey. But it's just part of the job now, and it certainly won't affect us. We thrive on these conditions. We think it can be a real advantage to us.
Tim, you were out looking at the wicket this morning. What did you make of it? And did you have a chat with Brett, the curator?
Yeah, it looks really good. Looks like it's got nice coverage of grass. Hopefully a bit of pace and bounce like we saw here last year. I thought the Test match that was played here was outstanding to watch. Very entertaining. Difficult to bat on, which I think makes for better Test matches a lot of the time. So hopefully it's something similar, and we can see some real pace and bounce in it like it was last year.
Last year's Test had the quite up and down bounce. Does it look like it'll do something like that again?
I didn't think it did. I think we thought it was going to be up and down, and I thought last year's Test wicket here, personally, I thought it was a really good Test wicket. I thought it was challenging, but blokes could score runs on it if you were good enough, and the good bowlers took wickets, and I just thought it was a real contest between bat and ball last year. So hopefully it's the same. Obviously, there's going to be some pretty extreme heat in the first 3 days, so perhaps it'll break up and crack up and be difficult to bat back end, but I think hopefully it's something like we got last year, and I think people enjoy watching that.
Tim, we saw the pink ball didn't do much when the lights weren't on in Adelaide. Now that we're starting an hour earlier as well here, does that change tactics in terms of how you use your fast bowlers, or even in terms of declarations and all that?
Again, I think you just got to wait and see. Obviously, you want to be bowling as much as you can with the lights on. I think that's pretty clear with the pink ball. And during the day, it's about being really disciplined and really patient. And I think it's what makes the pink ball game so fascinating is that there will be different tactics, and New Zealand will be looking at things, and they might do things slightly differently to us. And it's all about trying to make sure you're doing what you want to be doing in the right conditions and making that work for your team. So I think it just adds another layer to Test cricket, is that tactics of declarations and batting and bowling first is slightly different again. So it's another challenge. Again, I think it's something that bowlers in particular enjoy, but I think it's just another great layer to the game of cricket.
Tim, you spoke about sticking with the same team and just the continuity and the confidence that builds, I suppose, having that stability. We were talking to Adam Gilchrist earlier today, and he said it sort of feels like the team is building to a point where they are as one of the best teams in the world. Does it feel like that, like the personnel you got in the team at the moment?
I think There's certainly been a change over the last 18 months. I mean, the quality of player in our team again now. And when I first went to Dubai as captain, we didn't have Smith, we didn't have Warner, we didn't have two of our quicks. So I think when you get some, Hazelwood's back in, Cummins is back in, Smith's back in, Warner back in, I think that changes the group dynamic. It breeds some confidence into the other guys, which has been fantastic. And we're playing some good cricket, so as you touched on, we've been able to keep the team together, and when that happens, the team builds a bit better cohesion and all that sort of stuff. But certainly the vibe around our group for the last, probably since the Ashes or during the Ashes and to now, has been really good, and it's a really enjoyable place to be playing your cricket, and I think we're starting to see the results from that.
Tim, have you given more thought as to how long you want to play on for? And also, are you feeling a bit of competition now from Alex Carey, who's really stepped up the runs this season?
No, I haven't given it too much more thought. I've spoken about it plenty of times, so that hasn't changed. And in terms of competition, when you're playing for Australia as the wicketkeeper, there's constant competition. We're renowned for having excellent wicketkeeper batsmen, and that's no different at the moment. So, as I sort of touched on then, it's a great environment to be playing cricket within our setup at the moment. I'm enjoying every minute of it, and will continue to do so for as long as I can.
Tim, how do you think New Zealand will challenge you differently to how Pakistan did? I mean, Pakistan probably didn't play their best cricket when they were here. What do you think New Zealand will offer in terms of a challenge?
I think New Zealand are the second best team in the world, so they've got some world-class players throughout their lineup, and as we know, New Zealand teams over the journey have always been really tight teams, really well-planned teams, and very difficult to beat, very difficult to play against. So we're expecting that. We focused a lot on what we can do and what we can control, as we did against Pakistan, and that's basically been my message to our team, is that we continue to play the way we are. I think we'll still have some success. It's just against the better teams. We're going to have to do what we did against Pakistan for longer periods. New Zealand are certainly going to work us over, and there's going to be times where we're going to be put under more pressure than what we are. And as I said to the boys this morning, that's why we play. That's why we want to be part of big test series, and this is certainly one of those.
Is it still sort of an Australian thing to target the opposition captain? I mean, you kept Azhar Ali quiet in that first series. I mean, Kane is clearly New Zealand's best, or they have a very good batting line. Is it still something do you still think if you can take out the captain from an opposition team, you can do quite a lot of damage? Oh,
I think so, particularly when he's also their best player. I mean, regardless of whether he's captain, I think Kane's a huge key to New Zealand's team. There's no doubt about that. So, obviously, if we can keep him quiet, it's going to go a long way to helping us win Test matches and win the series. But it's a lot easier said than done, and particularly the way he's been playing the last few years.
Tim, just following up on Ben's question earlier about sort of Australian cricket getting back to the top of the tree. I mean, New Zealand are probably a pretty underrated side, but given their record over the past 2 years, do you look at this series as a chance to make a bit of a statement of where Australian cricket's going back to where you want it to be?
Not really. I mean, we look at it as a series that we want to win. But yeah, as I said, I think more than anything, we're looking forward to the challenge. I think we played some bloody good cricket against Pakistan, and we want to continue that. However, I think we're just looking forward to a really good team, the second best team in the world, coming to our backyard and testing us. And again, as I said, that's what we've spoken about. That's why we play Test cricket. That's why that's what gets Steve Smith, David Warner, Pat Cummins up and about. He's playing against the best players in the world and the best teams in the world. So we're really excited by the challenge that New Zealand bring. I think it's going to be a really, really tough competitive series, and I think we should all be excited by it.
And Tim, New Zealand have a reputation of being the nice guys of world cricket. Does that make it a little bit more difficult to engage in some friendly banter with them on the field?
Oh, not at all. I think, again, that's however they play their cricket is however they play theirs, and we're the same. I don't think it's going to change, or anyone's going to go out of their way to be anything different than what we are. And as I said, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be highly competitive, and both teams and all individuals handle certain situations differently.
Tim, you had a good win here last year. Do you see this match as an opportunity to stamp this venue as a bit of a fortress like you had at the Wacker for a number of years?
Well, it'd be nice to have that everywhere, but yeah, I think this Test match in particular compared to last year, there's one obvious difference is the pink ball, and certainly New Zealand's attack are excellent exponents of swing bowling. So, if anything, again, this is going to be a very, very difficult test. We think the pink ball can potentially suit them. So, yeah, we're going to have to be at our best. But certainly we enjoy playing on wickets that have got some pace and carry. I think our batsmen play well on those wickets, and obviously our attack is world class as well. So it's a tough venue for touring teams to start. And then again, the pink ball adds a different dimension to all of us. It's the first time any of us have, apart maybe Burnsy and a few others that have faced the pink ball here. So it's a different challenge.
Tim, just on Marnus and his role this summer at number 3. He's obviously a new player in the team and a young player. I mean, how was the decision made to put him in such an important position, and did he kind of almost sort of covet that himself? Like, did he want that?
Yeah, he did. He definitely wanted it. I think there was a conversation at one stage about maybe moving him down the order, sort of starting him at 5, but he didn't want a bar of it. He wanted to go out at 3. He wants to be a star Test match international cricketer, and yeah, he sees himself as a number 3. He wants that challenge. Yeah, so we're obviously wrapped with the way he started in that position, and looking forward to watching him continue to get better. But yeah, he'd be hard to move out of there now, that's for sure.